In a movie, the actors may do most of the talking, but everything has something to say to the viewer. Take a place like this image, for example. Seen during the middle of an ordinary day, there's nothing particularly telling about this spot on Universal's huge back lot. But add a little movie magic to it by seasoning it with some special sounds and music, add a few telltale visual effects, and you know the tale being told here is about something terrifying, such as Universal's classic monster movie, Frankenstein.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Frankenstein was one of Universal's most famous horror films, but it wasn't the only one to transform Universal's The Court of Miracles set into the stalking grounds of creatures and characters. There was The Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Phantom of the Opera, and Dracula, films that used movie magic to make this a place where the worst was bound to happen. Some sets, on the other hand, don't need much help to tell you what kind of story you're watching. Just one look at this famous house sets the mood for one of the most frightening films ever made, here or anywhere.
Good evening. My name is Alfred Hitchcock. Welcome to the site of what many consider to be my scariest movie ever, Psycho.
In the second half of his career, Alfred Hitchcock shot most of his films at Universal. He became such a fixture here, you could almost say the studio was his home away from home. Not this home, of course. This one belonged to a fellow named Norman Bates. But in one of his most memorable on-screen appearances, the master of suspense did take audiences on a guided tour of the place.
And in this house, the most dire, horrible events took place.
Hitchcock produced this tongue-in-cheek visit to his Psycho house to promote the movie's premiere. Today, on MCA's home video release of another Universal horror classic, The Bride of Frankenstein, you can see all of this priceless performance for yourself. And, of course, you can still see the Psycho house for yourself when you take the Universal tour.
Well, the murderer, you see, crept in here very slowly. Of course, the shower was on, there was no sound. And,
you see, folks, this actually is a prop knife. And there is your copper tubing right through here, and here's where the blood squirts. And I can only tell you that if you believe that we killed somebody, then we're doing our job.
The job they do in Universal's prop department is a big one. Aside from the set itself, just about everything on the screen that isn't alive is considered a prop. From action props like knives to set dressing props like lamps or carpets. Once a set designer knows what a particular set should look like, the prop list is sent here, where more than 4 acres of things are stored. From serious works of art to zany-looking who-knows-whats. From massive mirrors to miniature merry-go-rounds. Once the people in the prop department have located everything that's needed, they deliver it all to the set. There, the set designer makes sure that all the right pieces get put into all the right places to create a place that will look convincing on the screen.
I always try to do sets the way people imagine things to be, not maybe the way they actually are. Yeah, this is Universal's New York Street. And it's really one of the best streets in Hollywood, and it's been filmed hundreds and hundreds of times.
Two-time Academy Award-winning set designer Henry Bumstead earned one of his Oscars for turning an exterior set located in California and nicknamed New York Street into Chicago for a movie called The Sting.
We do a tremendous amount of research when we do a period picture. The Sting was a good example because in that period they didn't use much color, which they did. Everything was kind of in browns and grays. And this is the Sting drugstore. Of course, it didn't look like that. It's been changed many times since we used it for the Sting.
This same set that Henry Bumstead turned into Chicago for the Sting underwent an even more amazing transformation when it became Richmond in Streets of Fire. A huge canopy was erected that turned the entire exterior environment into an interior to enable the producers to shoot nighttime scenes all day long. Actually, a lot of shooting at Universal takes place indoors, in one of several massive enclosures that offer control not only of light and weather, but of sound as well, which is why they're called sound stages.
This is an existing location outside of Seattle by the name of the Browns Inn. It's over 7,000 square feet. The exterior was measured, and it's been duplicated on stage 25. The home is very, very large. It's very old. And as you can see, it's in the background here. It's been painted a different color. It has the exteriors as well as the interiors. Has the second floor, which is built on the same stage. You can fit very, very, very large exterior and interior sets on a stage.
Imagine working in a building big enough to house another building, or several rooms from a very large, luxurious home. Then imagine all the things you could do with all that space, and all the tools, and all the skills that Universal has on hand. And you'll begin to get a sense of the enormous resources required to make a make-believe world 100% believable.
There are a lot of tremendously talented people working behind the scenes. And I mean, not only the carpenters and the plasters, the painters, the costume designers, the cinematographers, sound, music. There's just a wealth of talent in the motion picture industry. And I think that's what movie magic is.
Count up the names and the credits of a modern screen production, and you'll see just how much of what we love about movies and TV shows comes from behind the scenes, and from the behind-the-scenes stars at work everywhere on the Universal lot.
Okay, let's roll a rehearsal, please.
Is going to be used as a contestant holding area.
You name the stars and we walk for them.
We come into work every day. It's truly like
Lifting the top up on this huge toy box.